Hello again and welcome back to Pete's Model Car Customs. I hope I find you all well. It's been a bit of a gap since I did a last update, and people who are regular viewers will know I've been having health problems with myself and my dog, and everything's going the way it shouldn't. And that includes the progress on these two models too. I've had quite a bit of success with the Galaxie here. I've got the effect that I want. Although I've just seen on camera, I really don't like that. I'll have to strip that off and do that again. But the overall effect of a sort of worn car has come off well. It's not too shiny. I didn't want it overly shiny, it's just sort of clean, or level rather, But I've got sort of like wear and tear stains on it that I do hope will actually show up in this light. Natural light does change things a lot, but I've got all sort of grime and, a patchy sort of look to it. So the body has basically been done. I've got all the decals I want to put on it. This side down the back thing looks better than the other side. I don't know what's on the other side, but that one looks better. And I've just put a few little sponsor decals on it. And then wear and tear where the original badging of Galaxie, and there's a little cross flags thing in there. And I'm sort of trying to get it so as they've been pinged off and just blemishes in the paintwork, really. I do hope some of them will come through, because it's I've tried to get it subtle rather than, it's grime and rust that's coming up through a bit rather than just out and out rusty. So that's basically it. I have chopped out on the rear axle. If I turn that around, I've chopped that all out now, because I did find that with the tunnel height there, or lack of tunnel height, once you've got rid of I think this had a moulding in prop, but anyway, there's no real travel area for your prop shaft, and so I've changed all these springs out now, and I'll build it up again with enough clearance from the prop shaft. That's a cool invent for the diff. I don't know where I've put the diff at the moment, but I put all the pump and that onto the diff. I hope it's knocking around casually. Must be in the other room, I think. Where the hell have I put that? How can I have not? Oh, well, that seems to have gone AWOL for a minute. Where is it? Anyway, all the diff is detailed and all that, and I've finished off the wheels, which I've painted and weathered. If I can, hang on, move that out and bring that in, because I keep forgetting the camera's over here. Let's see if I can get some light on that. Added valve stems and all that, but I've painted all over this tyre. I painted it in a grey, very dark grey mix, and all of these. Putting PVA into acrylic paint, so as I'm painting with a coloured glue, really, to get the tyres on and then be able to paint them, because these really aren't black plastic. I haven't got a black plastic tyre to hand. That might be one in there. Well, you never get away without a catastrophe here. Come on, you. Oh, my gadget's broke. Hang on. I wonder whether I should use this video or not, as it's all chaos. If anyone wants to complain about the quality of videos, feel free. Ah, golly. There must be an old tyre in. Oh god, that was scuffed up anyway. What else was there? Yeah, I've you know, so I want these to be a sort of weathered tyre. Come on, snuggle over a bit. With these what are they called? Mini lights, aren't they? Mini light wheels. Like I say, I've given them a sort of gunmetal centre, aluminium outside rim, added the valve, picked out the nuts. It's getting light into it. And I wanted to get it weathered and used, so there's sort of like a muddy colour over it, a sort of greeny khaki over it. It's not going to sit like that, but it's on the little trolley. And that sort of that's not a very good one to use because I've played around with that too. I often paint the tyres in this dark grey PVA mix, just to get rid away from the Toy Town tyre look. On the other ones for the Mustang, I've done the same thing, and it does help them keep to the wheels, Added a valve, put in a wash of black or very dark grey, and then a satin coat over the wheel to seal that in. I've had a lot of good luck with I'm happy with the paint that this has gone. I just want to have a look at this, if I can get this in focus, and it's a rev counter that I've made up, and I haven't had a good look at it, so I'm trying to use the camera. Are you going to do it? Right, so, probably doesn't look too bad once it's in the dash. And the gear shifter, a Hurst type gear shifter, if that will come in. I want to have a look at these parts to see whether they're actually, come on. Right, so that's the gear lever. I used the original base paint part, tarted the 3 layers of different strip to build up the boot, and then reshaped an arm that dechromed and got rid of the seam, and carved off the bead and put a new knob on the top of it. A lot of fanning around just for a gear lever, but there you go. And catastrophe of catastrophes due to climate change. While I was lacquering, I sort of played around with the transfers from the original kit, the firefighter kit that were ancient. What's falling out of the floor? So I've used those and a few ancillary ones, but these broke up. I mean, I don't know how old this kit is. It is an ancient release. 1980, I don't know, I can't see a date. 2005? That still makes it 20 years old. Either way, the transfers started snapping, so I used those. This one was included in the kit as well, this Ford one. And no, the black Goodyears come from somewhere else. I had a sort of Trans Am set of decals, put a Holly one on the hood, get in there. But as you can see, I've got water damage to my lacquer. I sprayed a couple of coats of lacquer and I've got a run down there. But I've got water damage to it. This is, it might polish out. I thought it was between coats. Well, I know it's between coats. I'm going to have to flat all this back down. This is all ultra bloody... It's a right pisser. Because the between coats, the humidity actually changed. So I've now got this, an amount of condensation had settled onto the body, and I didn't notice. Sprayed another coat of lacquer and trapped this hazing in. I mean, so all I can do really is flat it back out and make the most of it, try and re-lacquer it again. But that's well on the way to completion. I've got, there goes the hood. I've got to reshape this under part here to fit that in properly, and then start doing that. But should be able to put it together then. I might have some height adjustment on the motor mounts. I'm not quite sure. And I've put on different air filters. I got these air filters from a company called Hobby Design. I'll bring that in. And there's an that's who it was. That's who they were. And I put the oil cool. It was 2 oil coolers and 2 air filters. So I've used the air filters here. If I can bring that in. These are a basket to paint. Prop that on there, right? But I think, come on, focus on that. Couple of May Wests. I don't know what these filters are called. They're a sort of foam dome with a chrome mesh over it. That's a bit of mesh that I need to tuck in somewhere there. But I painted them chrome, painted them red, and then I've had to pick out most of the chrome again because the red reddened the chrome. But I thought they'd make a change from the ones I was going to use, and I did clean up all the slots again in those where I showed that they were all clagged up and needed more attention. But then bumped into these two and thought, oh, they'll look kind of good. So I'm going to go with that. That is about it for this week. I've got obviously a bit of flatting to do to get this sorted out. That really has screwed that silver, it really has. It's funny, I nearly give up with this paint when I screwed the first stripe up, but now I'm quite happy with the colour and all of that, and then went ahead and lacquered it, and I've got bloody hell and all problems. So, don't know. Like I say, I lost a couple of bits of transfer. Bit of a dilemma. I don't want to make too much of a mountain out of this. Like I say, I'll wet flat it and see what that comes up like. If I start losing the transfers, I'll probably take it at decals. I'll take it back to where it's no decals, but that's a shame. But that's it. I should have some construction work going. I'm trying to revolve around on the different kits that I'm working on and try to bring them all forward in stages. Some things have got more work to do than others. That's modelling for you, isn't it? Anyway, best wishes from jolly old England. Bye.